Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you some beautiful products from our upcoming 2021 January and February Sale-a-Bration. And so let's get started. Today we're going to make some cards, and I'll show you the cards and then I'll show you the products. And these cards are made with papers and a stamp set that you can get free during this Sale-a-Bration, free with the minimum order. So here's one. These are all just some examples of some different things that you can do, different cards that you can create with these two beautiful products. Now, you might have been noticing the gorgeous stamps, the gorgeous fonts. This is a stamp set called Heal Your Heart. It can't be purchased. It can only be obtained free with a minimum order in January and February of 2021, starting January 5th. And I just love it. It has beautiful fonts and some sentiments that we always need. Sorry for your loss. Thank you. We're in this together. Aren't those beautiful? And if you wanted to know, this is a red rubber or cling stamp set. Some people prefer one over the other. The other type we sell are photopolymer stamps. So that's the stamp set. And the beautiful papers are called paper blooms. And this is a package of 12 by 12 paper that you can get free with a minimum purchase during Sale-a-Bration. And I want to show you the fronts and backs of these papers so that you know what you're choosing when you pick something free. You'll know in advance what it's like. So some of the sides are more graphic, some of the sides are floral. This particular side is these fun circles, which I love. Here's a neat daisy, little baby daisies, a lot of blooms because it's called paper blooms. And you'll notice the colors are Night of Navy, you've got some Rococo Rose, Old Olive, soft, let's see, that is Seaside, no, that is Soft Sea Foam. And the blue is Seaside Spray. And the light pink is Petal Pink. Here's a beautiful Rococo Rose stripe and some Rococo Rose flowers, more blooms, and here's some pretty green leaves, and back to the blue pattern again. So aren't those beautiful papers? I thought you should know, be able to see what they are. Now here is the back of the package. You get 12 sheets and each one is two-sided. But what I wanted you to note is that written right in here on the back of your package are the names of the colors that go with the papers. And that is the basis of our cards today. And I wanted to show you, these are the 6 papers plus Whisper White, or colors, Stampin' Up! Colors, that are used in this designer series paper set. And so I have used these colors to make my cards. For example, I've made cards, one card using Rococo Rose and Petal Pink. That was this card. And look at how beautiful it goes with the patterns. Isn't that pretty? And then the greens in this paper are Old Olive and Soft Sea Foam. And here's a card that I made using these two colors. The Old Olive is the card base, and the Soft Sea Foam is the liner for this panel. And then I also used both of them with paper, the papers that have that same color, and look at how nice that is, more monochromatic. And then we have Night of Navy and Seaside Spray, and this card had Night of Navy and Seaside Spray. So let's get started and make our card today. It's the same idea based on the same basic pattern, but we're going to make it just a little bit different. So this is a piece, this is the card base, a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, which is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. and we're going to top it with a piece, and I have all the measurements down below the video for you. This is that interesting piece of the designer series paper with the big circles, and I thought I'd just use this, and we'll see how this works today. And this is the back side of it. We're going to make this card in a horizontal position or the landscape position, just to be different, because the others that I made were all straight up and down in the portrait position. Whoops. Then I'm going to use a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of the Seaside Spray with a 2 by 3 piece of the back side of this paper. That's what's so nice, is you can just use one sheet and you've got a coordinating pattern on the back that you can use, that you can just flip it over and use that on your card. And for this one, the others I did not pop up this panel on designer series paper, on Stampin' Dimensionals, but this time I think I'm going to, just to give it a different look, a little more dimension, right? And you can use this design. This can be one of the designs that you use all the time. It's a very simple design, and you can step it up by adding ribbons and embellishments and more pieces of paper, but it's a good basic design. Whoops, I'll get that little piece out of there. So let's put this one over on the left side, and there's that panel. Now we're going to do our sentiment panel. And the stamp I'm going to use from the set today is We're in This Together. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in Night of Navy. I think it's a good idea to try to coordinate your ink color with the darkest color on your card, in your card pattern. So I have a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my stamp in the Night of Navy ink. Try to make sure I'm getting plenty of ink on it without any ink going on the edges of the card, or excuse me, edges of the stamp. And we'll just press this down right here. It's not quite dark enough, is it? I think I might need to re-ink my pad here. I'm going to try to go in the edges. There, that looks a lot better, I think. So we'll flip this over and do it again and see if we can get a darker impression. Well, not too much, but a little bit. So we'll go with this. And I'm going to cut this with a die from Hippo and Friends, the Hippo and Friends die set. I think it looks really good with the card we're making. And I'm going to use our fabulous new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I love this little baby. If you haven't seen it, it is going to be available starting January 5th, 2021 from Stampin' Up, from my online store at Stampin' Up. And I'll put links below the video. And these little sides pop up like this. It might make a loud noise now. Okay. And so this is your cute little machine. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. This was the first purchase I made the minute it went live. The minute I was available as a demonstrator to get it, I got this cute thing. And you know, I use it almost all the time. It sits right on my desk and I constantly use it. And it comes with the cutest little plates. Look at these cute little plates, and they're even numbered. So this one is number 1. You see that little one? And then we put number 2, a clear plate, and then we put our paper, and then we put our die. Let me line those up. And then we're just going to lay down our other number 2 thin plate and run it through. I don't even line the plates up. It runs through a little easier if you don't, if you alternate them a little bit. Okay, and here's our little sentiment. Isn't that great? And this little guy, I just move him over to the side of my desk. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. And so now we've got our sentiment. We're in this together, and I'm going to use some more dimensionals, and just put them at the right end. There you can see where I stamped. I didn't like the way I stamped on that side. But that's a good thing because that's a good way to save paper. So I'm just gonna, I put my dimensionals there, and then so this side will not be raised up, but that's because this piece already is. So I'm gonna just lay that down right there. And our card's almost done. We need to put a piece of Whisper White. I cut this at 3 3/4 by 5. And I like to put this inside my card, especially with the very dark card base, because that way you have a place to write. Or put another sentiment if you wanted to stamp another sentiment in there. I usually just hand write my cards. Isn't that cute? I think we're all going to really love the new Heal Your Heart stamp set and the beautiful new Paper Blooms papers. Let me put all these cards out for you again. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I sure would love for you to do it. And here's the one we just made. And if you have any need for any of the Stampin' Up! Products or any questions, please email me at Peggy@prettypapercards.com. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.